Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So just recently, researchers in Australia just completed the world's first major study on the paleo diet, examining its impact on gut bacteria. And this is big news for a number of reasons. As I said, this is the first major study done on the paleo diet. So before this, people like Chris Kresser could go on the Joe Rogan podcast and say, hey, for all we know, the paleo diet is the greatest diet in the world. It's perfectly healthy for you because there have been no major studies done on it.
So these concepts of nutrivore and paleo have not been around for very long. So all you've said, Joel, is...
Do the study.
Okay.
I don't
have the millions of dollars to do the study.
But don't suggest you can do it.
So what exactly were these Australian researchers trying to figure out about the paleo diet and gut bacteria? Well, let's go back to 2 years ago when they were just trying to get this study started and hear from the lead researcher in her own words.
Okay, so people that follow the paleo diet are generally quite health conscious. So we want to compare them and compare the bacteria living in their bowel with people that are health conscious also, but just follow a normal sort of healthy diet. So the paleo diet is a diet which excludes grains and dairy and legumes. What we're doing for the current project is we're looking at people who've been on a paleo diet for a year or more.
So for right now, there's no actual published research paper that I could put up on the screen here and point at and show to you guys, and that's because right now the researchers are presenting their findings at the Nutrition Society of Australia conference. But that hasn't stopped these researchers from sharing their studies' findings with the media. And the results are quite fascinating. What they measured particularly was TMAO, an organic compound produced in the gut. Remember, they're looking at gut bacteria. And what they found was that those who were on a paleo diet had twice the levels of TMAO compared to those on a standard healthy diet. Well, why is this important? What is TMAO and is it good for us?
Eating choline and carnitine-rich foods, meat, eggs, and dairy, can be converted by gut flora into trimethylamine, which can then be turned into TMAO in our liver, a toxic compound which may increase our risk of heart failure, kidney failure, and atherosclerosis, heart attacks and strokes.
So given that this was the world's first major study on the paleo diet, specifically its connection to gut health, it's not looking so good for the paleo diet. And this is not just one isolated study, even though it's the first of its kind. There's plenty of studies that have been done on comparing how meat-eating diets versus vegan diets affect a person's TMAO levels. Let's look at some studies that Dr. Greger's presented on his nutritionfacts.org channel.
If you feed someone a steak, their TMAO levels shoot up. Now, this was someone who regularly ate meat, but even if the vegan eats a sirloin, almost no TMAO is made. Why? Presumably they don't have steak-eating bacteria in their guts. No TMAO is produced if you don't have TMAO-producing bacteria in your gut.
So the good news is for people like us who eat no meat, we don't create this environment in our gut which causes these meat-eating microbes to flourish, which causes TMAO to be produced, which leads to higher risk factors for heart disease and stroke.
This suggests that once we develop a plant-based gut ecosystem, our bacteria will not produce TMAO.
So since we're talking about eating no meat in our diets as vegans, and therefore we're probably not getting the carnitine and choline that these paleo people are getting, which causes these higher TMAO levels, is this a problem for vegans? Are we deficient? Are we in trouble?
You can completely eliminate carnitine from the diet since our body makes all we need. But choline is an essential nutrient, so we need some, and we can get all we need in fruits, vegetables, beans, and nuts. However, excess choline, such as that found in eggs, may be worth avoiding. Need we worry about high choline plant foods like broccoli? Cruciferous vegetable consumption is associated with a significantly longer life, less cardiovascular disease mortality.
And there's been studies where researchers have fed their subjects Brussels sprouts, which happen to be the vegetables with the highest amounts of choline.
It turns out that Brussels sprouts appear to downregulate that TMAO liver enzyme naturally. Not enough to make you stinky, but just enough to drop TMAO.
So yet again, we have another clear study here showing the healthful benefits of not having meat in your diet. Let's just take a quick review here. Those on the paleo diet had twice the TMAO levels of those on a healthy Australian diet. And remember, these people on the healthy Australian diet, we're still eating meat. So if you're not eating any meat, if you're a vegan, as we've shown here with these nutritionfacts.org videos, you'll have essentially no TMAO in your blood. Anyway, share your questions and comments down below. What do you think of this world's first major study looking into the effects of a paleo diet? And what do you think future research is going to find out about paleo diets? Will it be more of the same like this? So let me know your thoughts down below. Hit like if you like this video, share it with people that you know who have been promoting paleo to you, particularly those who have been claiming it to be beneficial for your gut health, which this study clearly shows it's absolutely not. So until next time, get your friends to back off on all that heavy paleo meat, and let's keep it carb, baby, keep it carb.
You're changing your mind again. You've got me spinning circles, spinning round and round, spinning till I'm dizzy, falling to the ground. You've got me spinning circles, round and round again, spinning